It's called Saya. Mustaya. Bustaya. Did I say it right that time? Bustaya? Or Vastaya with a V. Vastaya. Vastaya. Gotcha, Vastaya. And then I'm just gonna go like, what's up, guys? Welcome back to. Oh, what division is this again? Jeez, I had read it gold. Yeah. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Gold Cap. We're here in the Vastaya edition. Vastaya. We're in the Vastaya division, and we have Lean Smokers and I was gonna say Red Lighthouse Storm and Lighthouse Storm. But yeah, I'll just jump into it and then be like, and can you introduce us to Lean? Can you introduce the blue side Lean Smokers to us? And then, yeah, and what name? Oh, sorry, what name are you going by? Because you said you were choosing to. Kin? K-I-N-N? K-I-N. Gotcha. All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Get Rex Gold Cap Games today, and we are sitting here with it's your boy Images right here, and I'm also sitting here with Kin. And the first game we're gonna have right now for the Gold Cap is Lean Smokers versus Lighthouse Storm, and it's gonna be an exciting game. I think it's going to be a game that Lighthouse Storm is going to try and see if they can kind of get themselves back into the game with like one of the biggest challenges going against Lean Smokers being 3-0 right now. But let's get into these games. And I mean, Ken, would you like to introduce yourself again for them?
I'm going to be Ken, your play-by-play caster, and I'm excited on how this is going to turn out. So it should be a pretty exciting game.
And on the blue side, we have Lean Smokers, and on the red side, we have Lighthouse Storm. Can you introduce the blue side for me?
On the blue side, we're going to be having Lean with Kuriko on the top side, running this Urga with Prezi attack, very aggressive for that early game. Jungler, we're going to have Smoke Lean running this Hecarim with Conquer. Should be looking to engage a lot more than you would imagine for these long team fights. DSL with the mid lane Conqueror Seer, very interesting pick. Usually see the lethal tempo or Hella Blades on a Seer, so very excited on how that's going to turn out. And that's our lad and Timbits as the bot lane duo running this Tristana Nautilus bot lane duo.
And on the red side, we got Lighthouse Storm. On the top lane, we got Gnar with Little Dizzy in the top lane. We got something corny going Skarner in the jungle. We got Lindor going Ari in the mid lane. And Trustiest Karma going Kaisa in the bot lane with Feeding Lesbian going Leona. So this is going to be an exciting match coming by.
And yeah, a top lane matchup we see a lot we saw a lot in season 9 pro play with this top lane pick that hasn't been seen a lot. Very excited on how it's going to turn out. Both of these are semi-ranged champions with Gnar having like half his kit be ranged, and then when he does turn into this Mega Gnar, it's no longer ranged. And we have this Pig very aggressive with the Prezi attack. The Urgot has a bit of a shorter range compared to everyone else, but is still considered ranged.
And if you kind of just look at these team comps, everyone's they're running a little bit different than kind of normal standard right now. But Skarner's kind of come back in the league with all these different buffs that he's been getting. And with his ult, it's always been very valuable, just being able to pick out one of them and pull them back into your team for pretty much a secure kill most of the time. And with that kind of going in with the pairing with the Leona, it's definitely going to be pretty tough once they grab a hold of you and dive in on. But it looks like in the top lane, Gnar's going to have a little bit of trouble with this Urgot, big beefy boy up in the top lane.
I think pre-3, the Urgot does have the advantage, but once Gnar gets this more escape for him, he should be able to just get more potent and jump in and out of situations if he does manage to find himself in a pickle.
And if you're kind of looking at the little team comps from both of their sides, if you go on the side of Lean Smokers, definitely with the Hecarim and the Nautilus have that super strong engage, always with just a Nautilus's Q, and then with Hecarim just running around big fast horse, you can just pretty much run anybody over, and kind of supporting it off with the Azir's ult, kind of either bringing them towards you or away. And then, I mean, Urgot's instant ult, once he's just got to land it, and it's pretty much an instant kill once he gets a little bit farther ahead and kind of starts getting that more damage out there. And I mean, recently we've also seen Tristana really pop off if you can just get her to survive for a little bit of the team fight at first and then just let her go to work. So it's going to be really interesting on this game and see how it goes, because they're both playing very, very slow at the beginning of this. Only the top lane is they kind of getting a little feisty up there.
Yeah, they have now hit the level 3 mark, and you're starting to see a small CS advantage for the side of little Dizzy on this Gnar. He has managed to pick up 5 CS over Kuriko, but Kuriko should not be too worried about this. If he does, whoever hits 6 first should look to engage in the top side, and we will be in for a treat depending on how the fight turns out.
And they both kind of just feeling each other out the whole time. I think they're both playing a little bit safer on the side of Lighthouse Storm. If I was kind of seeing that Lean Smokers on the other side, they're 3-0, we're 0-3, I would kind of go in with like, okay, we're going to play a little bit better team. We can't be making some of these little smaller mistakes that we can get away with some other of the lower teams in the bracket. So it's really just kind of seeing how they can cut down mistakes and not let Lean Smokers capitalize on it. And if Lean Smokers just gets a little ahead of themselves with them being 3-0 against an 0-3 team right now, then I think it could kind of get away from them. They have the capacity to carry the game and get that way, but you just got to kind of feel it out a bit. As you said, like first one, the 6 in the top lane. Oh, you see Smoke Lean kind of sneak up there. Maybe something will happen up there. Maybe a little engage.
The top lane, they might be looking to take a dive as the wave is pushing into the enemy's tower. This will be a very interesting dive. Hecarim is level 4. He does have his full kit available. And no, Hecarim will just recall here and look for a reset as he's going to go clear his ball camps now.
It was nice little walk up in the bushes. I mean, super strong play, but I mean, Gnar was just sitting at his tower. He has the range. He doesn't need to rush anything. Especially against Urgot, he knows that he can't really like one-shot him right now, so they're kind of just feeling each other out. As he said, first one to kind of get 6. A little mess up on the little ability there from Gnar, but
the Sun is forced to rocket jump away, but he's going to look to re-engage in the bot lane. Hook lands, and now it's a 3v2. They're focusing onto the Nautilus. Nautilus has to tank a lot of damage, but it looks like first blood will be going over to Tristana. Tristana rocket jumps over, but she's in the wrong territory. Flash out, flash in. They're looking to hunt this Tristana down. Control ward going down, and she's going to run towards enemy tower. Maybe looking to execute, but I don't think she's going to get to execute as she has taken damage from Trustiest Karma.
And just like that, minions take it. And no, just like that. I mean, Azir's 6 in the mid lane, but going against Ahri, once that charm hits, you're just going to sit there and take the damage. So it's going to be to see how they can kind of keep the distance, dodge the charm, because once the charm goes out, you're free reign to kind of go do what you want against Ahri, because she is very squishy.
Lead Smoker's playing this very well, managing to pick up the first blood, and then the execute on the second Tristana, and the kill actually goes into Tristana. The charm man has to cleanse. The Divider's Empress goes down, and they manage to pick up the Ahri in the mid lane. very well played. Even though the Asir had little to no mana, he managed to do a full combo and push the Ahri towards his jungler to secure the kill.
And for the side of Lean Smokers, with this little bit of 2-1, just a 2-1 kill lead with a little bit of gold lead kind of going on the bot lane, there's no summoners. So if I'm in the side of Lighthouse Storm, especially with Skarner, once I hit 6, I'm going. I have Leona to stop and slow them and stun them for the engage, and then Skarner just comes in, picks one up, and then they just jump them pretty much. That's what I'm kind of looking at the bot lane, because they're out of sums. Everybody else has their flashes up on the side of Lean Smokers. So I think that's definitely someplace they want to kind of take advantage of.
Lean Smokers are also have a easier to execute bot lane. They do have point and click ultimates, so it's gonna be easier for them to get those off. Unlike the enemy Leona, who has to aim her ulti. An engage going down, hook lands from both sides. It's gonna be Smoke Fiend is gonna be stunned, charmed, and will be taken down. Ahri dashes in, dashes out, and Matt tries to get something here, but they are just gonna be able to walk away. She flash, charms manages to pick up the Tristana. Another hook lands on the chain CC. The suppression from the side of Skarner, and it is gonna be Lindor on this Ahri who picks up a kill for her team.
I mean, I'd say it's a little overkill at that point. Like, that's what I told them to go in there and do, but go and do that when they have full health. I mean, that's our lad already was going to get pretty much picked up, but I guess they're trying to secure it because they were scared that maybe Tristana's jump was going to come up and they weren't going to be able to grab it. So I can see why they went for that, but like, he could have easily gone also for the Nautilus a little bit. Maybe if they chased the dive a little bit, he could have went under tower and pulled him out and maybe made something even crazier happen. But for them to then pick up the kill on the Tristana, very good for them in the bot lane. Sadly, Leona got the kill, and it's not going towards Kai'Sa right now, but we'll kind of see how the gold starts shifting around when the game starts getting a little bit faster with everybody hitting their level 7s and level 6s, because I think once Leona or Nautilus hit 6, they're going to definitely look to try and maybe make something happen, because both of them have their ults that can knock them up and kind of keep them there for a bit, and Leona has their stuff, pretty much keeps them in their spot.
If I was this Tristana, I would be kind of tilted. You just got perma CC for basically what was 5 seconds. You got the Ahri charm, you got stunned by Leona, then pulled into Leona. And later on, Skarner decides to use suppression, his ultimate, to bring you in. So literally, you're useless for 5 seconds. She was not able to move. And even though it is Leona who picks up the kill, they might have the mental fortitude against this Tristana who has been CC'd for 5 seconds.
And that's why DSL in the mid lane picked up Cleanse over here, just because he saw what he's going against. Leona, Ahri, even Skarner, like everything's going on, and then even a Gnar knock up into the wall. Like, it's definitely a lot of CC. I mean, just like I like making it a joke, I call it League of CC, not even League of Legends, just because usually when it kind of comes to some games, like if some teams have a little bit more CC, it's kind of they have the upper hand, in my opinion, just because it's able to kind of isolate someone in one spot and then get the team to kind of come in there and back them up, or everyone have a coordinated attack and just blow them up right there at that moment.
Yeah, and with Skarner being picked, it kind of forces everyone on the enemy team to build QSS. So I'm interested to see who is going to build QSS first on the side of Lean Smokers. Tristana, I would have thought that Tristana would have been building that first, since he's going against Leona and does not have that cleanse, but there's going to be short trace in the bottom. The ulti lands, but it does not manage to stun against the wall, and it's just going to be Poe coming out from the side of Gnar, who won out that trade greatly, but had to expend his ultimate. And now Kiriko is looking to turn the fight around, as he does have his ultimate. He's going to like try to flip him over, manages to flip him over, stun lands through. He should be and he manages to flash out of the ultimate range and does not go into the grinder. Kiriko played that well, but not well enough to get a little dizzy. And now it's going to be DSL who's going to try to do something here. It's a 2v1. Manages to disengage, and now it's both mid laners sitting at one-shot range, while the side of Lean Smokers managed to start to Rift Herald, but it's going to be contested. It's a 3v3 in the top lane. The ulti goes down to Pecker and manages to clear 2 of them, and now Tristana is looking to jump into the backline, but she has been suppressed by the Skarner. Skarner looking to try to take her down, but has not managed to do so. Leona manages to take out Tristana yet again, and it's going to be Leona picking up 1 kill and Skarner picking up another one, but they're on the hunt for Skarner. Emperor's Divide does not land, and the tower dive will not be continued as Skarner manages to get out safely.
Man, what a fiesta right there. I mean, what else can we kind of ask for in our gold league right now? I mean, it's fiesta time because right now, I mean, that's our lad was just unlucky on trying to jump back in and pretty much squish the Leona, but because of her W, it just kind of popped off, and then once it went off, she was jumping right in, blew her up. That was it. She only had a minuscule health going on, and on the side of DSL, it was a waste of an ult because he did miss it a bit. He almost had it. They were going for it, and they're really diving, but it was just a little bit more towards the back lane. And we see Feeding Lesbian down here, maybe for a little engage down with Gnar. Seems they're going, and the disengage. But with also on the side with something corny, with that Chem Punk and sitting at 2-0, like Skarner's going to be a pretty fast boy. I mean, Chem Punk on anyone is just annoying because of how fast they can kind of move around the map. And with Skarner's crystals on the map, it'll definitely give them even more of a boost just to kind of keep the speed up. But they're going for this drag right now, and they're able to get it.
Untested. And yeah, just going on to the Skarner's build, he has Chem Punk to get there fast, and he has Phase Rush to get out of there fast. So a lot of mobility coming in from the side of something corny. They are going to maybe try to look for something here in the top side. I said it's going to be a 1v1 for now, just poke coming down from both sides. Tristana and Nautilus hovering the top side, and I don't think this Kai'Sa is punished enough for being alone in the top lane, 1v2 versus a support in an ADC. And now they're potentially looking for dives, but you can engage in the bot lane. PTA has been procced, and Gnar has not been mega yet. The ulti goes down, but I don't think he's going to go into the grinder. He's not in execute range, but now he is. He's going to be executed, and we're going to be able to head over to the top side where Skarner gets stunned, knocked back by the Tristana, and ultimate's coming down for both sides. Tristana will manage to get stunned by the solar eclipse that Leona uses, and Smoke Lee manages to pick up the Leona on a trade of ultimates from both sides.
And with that kind of going around, I mean, with them switching lanes earlier, I know we didn't comment on it, but they did switch lanes on that side of it, and they actually responded very quick. So they saw them move, and then the side of Lighthouse moved. So first lane Smokers was already making their way up there, and then Lighthouse was able to react to it. So they met up in the top lane, so there wasn't that much of a difference on CS from them being in missing the lane and then going back in the top lane. So in the bot lane, it gives them a little bit more room to kind of fight with the bushes and feel like they have a little bit more open space kind of down there in the bot lane. So on the side of DSL, coming in, stealing the blue and just walking out like a thief in the night.
Like a thief in the night. And talking about thieves in gold, Flash, most aggressive Flash, Hunter's Divide, Empress, they managed to just go turn it into Lindor, and Lindor was trying to find something here, but will be caught out by That's Our Lad on this Tristana. Very aggressive to flash blindly into the enemy jungle and look for a kill into DSL, but DSL manages to cleanse, sidestep the second proc of the Q, and help his team secure another kill on this Ahri.
And I mean, Ahri's just not in the right spot. Like, I understand you see it's low, you want to go for the kill, kind of go for it, but you don't have vision in there. You don't know where they're at, you don't know what's going on, you don't know who's going to collapse on you, and something corny might be coming in. Oh, yeah, just grabs him out. Might be going for the ult right here.
He's just going to ult at Tristana here. Tristana going to be chain CC, managed to push one away, but won't fall down to the side of something corny. And again, Tristana unable to move. I'm surprised that she decided to opt in to pick up her mythic before anything else, and it does not look like she's building into this QSS. She has built a dagger now with Seal, so not the components for QSS.
Maybe she's just going with, like, you know what, like, it's just gonna happen. The ults are up there. I'm gonna have to just get my CS up. I have to play a little safer, not be out that so far, because she is a lot slower than obviously Skarner coming in full blast, especially if Skarner has flash. I mean, you never know when he has it up if they're not tracking it on their side. So when he disappears in the jungle and comes out, like, it's still a threat. People think like, oh, like he flashed on me, but like it's a viable ability, like it's viable. Like we have flash for a reason, you know. So if you can use it, get that, and capitalize off of it, it's definitely a route you want to kind of go. And Skarner picking up another speed boost item right there, just getting a little speed and some health. Ooh, that's our lad going in for the kill, maybe.
The rocket just to try to get some damage in, and it's just going to be poked from both sides, both going down to 75% HP. Nothing really is going to happen after that. And yeah, Tristana's going to be in a lot of danger during these team fights. If Skarner does have flash, it doesn't matter if she's in the backline. Skarner can just flash, and they're looking for a dive in the bot lane. the ultimate goes down from the side of Lean Smokers. They managed to pick up the kill without a problem, and they're going to be taking down the second tower of the game.
And with 3 in the bot lane on the side of Lighthouse Storm, you're going to have to start thinking like, okay, what can we do right here? This is what they can do.
Emperor's Divide goes down. He manages to beep away, but he's going to be taken down by an auto of the Kai'Sa. Kai'Sa uses an ultimate as well to get to the other side, and none of the abilities are going to be able to land from the side of Lindor, and they should be able to get this tier 2 tower here in the bot lane, as they do have 3 members with the Tristana just pushing down towards it.
And that's when you kind of got to decide, are we going to go react to that? Are we going to do it? But they're like, no, they already got 2 towers. We got to get something out of it. They're going to pick this tower up. They're going through the jungle. I'm surprised Skarner and them didn't meet, but it's looking like they're crashing in on them.
Going down onto the Urgot. Urgot, a little bit tanky, does not really take much damage. Stun goes down onto him, but nothing is going to happen off of that. They just managed to waste the Leona ulti, and now they're looking to go towards Dragon, and it's going to be a Dragon that's going to be favorable for Lean Smokers. They do have more ultimates up than Lighthouse Storm, so they should be able to pick up this uncontested. Skarner is potentially looking something here, but he does not have domain, so he will not be able to go in comfortably and try to contest this Dragon 1v4.
Yeah, and it's just unlucky on that side. That Leona had to pop the ult, or else Kai'Sa was going to be in a little bit more trouble, because Hecarim was coming up earlier. So for them to get the ult out of Leona was pretty good on the side of Lean Smokers. And once that happened, they went up and they started backing. But I mean, Drag was up, so you gotta not back. You gotta just start rotating down a little bit, see if you guys can make something happen. But maybe they had the play call like give Drag. It's still early. It's still 8-7. The gold lead's not that much, like CS difference not that much. It's just different people capitalizing on a little bit more on the side of Lean Smokers, just because they were able to get that second tier tower. So now whenever anyone in the Lighthouse Storm is down there in the bot lane, it's going to be a little bit tougher for them to feel comfortable down there, because there's so many ways that they can get engaged on now with that tower down and the next tower, because you can't even fall back to tier 2. So Ori does need to be careful with pushing that bot lane.
Yeah, and as we look at the vision here, there's like not much red vision on their own side, and they're going to be looking for engage here. The Kai'Sa goes down to 10% health, barely getting out alive. One more auto attack and that would have been it for her. Maybe the Urgot could have looked to fish for something right there, as he was in range for his ultimate, but he would just instead walk down bot lane, put pressure into this inhibitor turret, and potentially look to sway enemy members towards him, as they're going to be taking this Rift Herald in the top side.
Ooh, and yeah, Leona's got to be careful. I mean, he saw what you did to Kai'Sa. Like, it's starting to get online. Once you got that Kraken Slay, you're popping shields, you're breaking armor. Like, you're definitely after those, especially with Tristana, with how fast she's going to be hitting. She's going to be hitting fast. She's going to get her third basic attack off by the time, so it's going to proc her Kraken, and then it's going to go. Oh, and here comes something corny.
We just see change CC coming from something corny. The suppression goes down. Meganar is up. Does not manage to find the stun, but it's going to be the ultimate coming down from Trusty's Karma, trying to get towards the kill and manage to pick it up as they drop the Rip Herald in the mid lane. The rocket jump goes over and manages and gets poked a little bit by the Ahri, but it's going to be this Herald drop, and it's not going to really capitalize on anything. Not too sure what that Rip Herald mid was for, honestly.
And right now, they're going to have to kind of watch out for both teams. Actually, both teams are just going to kind of be careful not getting caught out right now, because if one team decides to put another 3 people in the lane and kind of crash down on someone, it could be dangerous for either the side of Lean Smokers or the side of Lighthouse Storm, because it's such an even game right now. Just Lean Smokers is keeping up with their gold lead just a little bit, because they also do have that extra dragon on them. So if you're kind of looking at it with the side of CS and kills, it's pretty much even. The only reason they have one more up is another tower, or like the 3 towers on them, and then the extra drag kill, and it's still only about a 3k gold difference.
Yeah, but I feel like the side of Lean Smokers are in a better position just because they do have more kills onto this Tristana. Tristana currently sitting at 343, while the Kai'Sa is 214. CS is even, so it is this kill that is putting her at a slight advantage, and that's why they're trying to get this Kai'Sa to aggressively go in, pick up the kills, and try to get her online, just how Tristana is online. Tristana is at 2 items, building towards her third, and again not building towards QSS. An engaged rocket jump into Kai'Sa, but it's just going to look to disengage, as Tristana does have this huge burst with Kraken Slayer, Hella Blade, and her bomb that she does proc on top of you.
Yeah, but on the side of Lighthouse Storm, I mean, you see it get online, I wouldn't even be batting an eye. You got Skarner's ult, you got Chari's arm, all right, you got Chari's arm, Ari's charm, and you got Leona's ult and her Q for the extra stun. Like, and with Mega Nard, like, there's a lot of ways to just isolate her, especially because she doesn't have a QSS.
Just land onto the Leona. The ultimate goes down as well. Rocket jump onto Leona. Leona managed to find a stun, but she will be taken down by the Tristana. Tristana looking to get another one, and it's a big double kill for Tristana. The suppression goes down, but it gets cancelled. Now looking for another one. Ari has to dash away. Manages to dash in 3 times, dash out again. And it's just going to be 2 kills for the side of Lean Smokers. Now they're looking to run it down. Charm manages to land it. They will be picking up Kiriko. Kiriko tries to do something, but it is Tristana who's going to be suppressed yet again and will fall down to the hands of little Dizzy, who just auto attacks her under tower. And very well played by the set of Lighthouse Storm to try to bring back what was the last fight. It was a 0 for 2 that was then turned into a 2 for 2. Very well played.
Yeah, on the side of Lean Smokers, like, you were confident there, you're there, but you got to remember, there's still the Skarner ult. Like, everyone still has their abilities. Like, you can feel a little bit confident there, but it's just gonna happen like that again for Tristana. Like, she's online, but she's really like squishy. Once you grab her, once that happens, like, it's kind of game over for her if she can even maybe get the jump out. But if Leona's there, there's no way you're gonna jump out of it. So they're just going for this drag right now.
No, he has to go for the steal, but immediately regrets it and has to flash out.
And just like that, there goes a flash on Hecarim. So, I mean, there goes a little bit more speed on that side. Smoke Lean's been having some great engages. And on the side of Lighthouse Storm on that last fight, they were just a little bit too late to kind of get there for it to kind of end up a little bit bad for them. So right now, they're noticing that they can't really see where they're at. Both side of Lighthouse Storm and on the side of Smoke Lean both don't know where they're at. But on the side of Lighthouse Storm, they have more wards up. Uh-oh.
Arm goes long as Tristana rocket jumps over to safety. There is 3 people in that bush. He could have been bad. DSL looking for something at the top side, and it's Skarner who's reclaiming his domain and potentially looking to clear this vision. The vision war is happening right now. Ult goes down, but it is DSL who's just going to walk away unscathed. Managed to only get hit by the edge of it, so he will not be CC'd, only slowed.
And I would say that it's very smart on the side of something Corning to not even be going after the Azir, if you think about it right now, because Azir has, what's it called? It has Cleanse. So in Cleanse, like, you're just definitely going to be able to get out of an ult. So, like, if he goes onto him, he's going to waste it. So, I mean, with the Leona, maybe they tried getting it, maybe they tried baiting it off of her, or off of DSL, and see if it could kind of make something happen, but it was very little tense there at the Baron Pit. But on the side of Lean Smokers, they're like, all right, let's get out of here. Let's kind of regroup. Let's figure out what's going on. And on the side of Lighthouse Storm, I feel like they're kind of plugging the boat, but because they're not too far down, it's working out for them.
Tristana still playing this chat. Tristana, I don't want to build QSS. I'm just going to build full damage as she's looking to potentially go towards this Infinity Edge with 2 components already complete. 2 components of this item already complete. And yeah, again, I'm not sure how this is going to turn out for the team fight if she does get caught out, because she does not have cleanse, she will not have QSS, and there's no way to clear her CC if she gets caught out.
Yeah, and it's just going to be kind of to see how Lighthouse Storm can either capitalize on that, or Lean Smokers can kind of bait it out. Maybe they know that, like, hey, they're going to jump on her Tristana. This is what's going to happen. Like, let them jump there, let them CC while they go and focus and jump on the Kaisa, the Ari, the 2, like, more squishier champs, and Gnar whenever it's not in big form. Like, you got to start trying to, like, you know what they're going to do. You know how the game plan's going to go down. You guys have had plenty of enough fights to know how it's gonna pan out. So they're placing wards out, just trying to catch vision right now, and just kind of, you look at let's get a little CS check down here at the bottom. On the side of Lean Smokers, Urgot is winning against Gnar right now, but on the side of Lighthouse Storm, Skarner's up, and a DSL in the mid lane is up by a lot right now with farming that CS, but Ari's just trying to get her CS up a little bit, and Tristana and Kaisa are still very close together. And I think right now, if they go pushed a little bit later of a game, I think Lighthouse Storm's comp can kind of just take it over compared to the side of Lean Smokers. They are a little bit beefier over there, but I just see with them utilizing their ult a little bit better than the side of Lean Smokers that it'll work out for them.
Yeah, Tristana might be getting cut out here. She's gonna get stunned by the Leona. Leona not able to do much because the rest of her team's not there. So it's just gonna be another fight for vision here in the top side jungle. As Baron has been started by the side of Link Smokers. It's melting, it's melting. Is it a summer day? Let's see how far it goes. And they're gonna be looking for an engage. Nautilus just trying to stun them out, and Leona alone manages to disengage that completely.
And look at all those wards. Man, there's some gold going back to them. But with all those wards just sitting there, I mean, they did jump off of it, but I guess that means that they don't feel that they could take the fight right now. Because it was just the lone Leona. Like, they didn't know where anyone else was, but it was just a Leona by herself. Like, so they were just kind of defending. If they maybe would have jumped on if they had enough damage with the Tristana and the Kraken Slayer, I think it might have done something, because I know the side of Feeding Lesbian is a little bit scared of that Tristana, because I mean, I would, because with the Kraken Slayer, those 3 shots hit really quick and start breaking you down as a tank.
Kraken Slayer and the Infinity Edge. This is gonna hurt. Infinity Edge passive is now online. There is 3 crit items, giving her 60% crit chance, and with 60% crit chance, Infinity Edge does extra damage. So this Tristana is so scary. Completed 3 items and can like basically 100 to 0 anyone she decides to focus, no matter how tanky you are.
And now if you kind of just take a peek at Skarner real quick, look at that health right there. I mean, you got the plate on, you got the chem punk, you got your speed item. It looks like, got a little engagement.
Little Dizzy just jumps over the wall and tries to disengage. Now it is DSL looking to stun everyone off, but manages to get away. Timbit on the bush, trying to go for a bush kick. Leona flashes, keeps in, but does not manage to find the steal. But now they're looking to turn onto Leona. Leona will be falling down. Tristana's rocking them into the backline, looking for 1, looking for 2. Managed to get the Kaisa, but Kaisa will get another kill in return. It is this Cassian range who managed to pick up the kill. And it is a beautiful 3-man stun by the Gnar, who will be pushed back by the Emperor's device. And it is now the fight to win for the side of Lighthouse Storm, who has this CC, who managed to take down the Nautilus. And Hecarim will also fall to the hands of the Ahri. As they manage to turn that fight, they do not get the dragon, but they do get more kills in return.
Beautiful play from Little Dizzy coming in with that huge Gnar ult to put him up against the wall. Once that happened, it was definitely the shift. And I thought the side of Lighthouse Storm was just about to get swept. Once Kaisa went down, once Trusty's Karma went down, I thought, I was like, oh man, like they're about to just go in and take them out. But for them Ahri was able to survive through that fight. Super squishy, but still moving around. Almost got caught out a couple times, still kind of squirmed out of there. And then Little Dizzy just came in for the huge pickup. And then DSL was super low, couldn't really go in and help. And Timbits just being the Nautilus there, like, hey, I'm in here. Like, yeah, you're there. You're stuck. You too, Kirko. Like, you're just living in the middle of the fight, and that's a little bit tough on the side of Lean Smokers for that, but they do have the dragon advantage right now, going 3-2 into it, and it looks like both of them are kind of like moving their way up to Baron, maybe toward it to check it out, because that's the only objective up right now, and it's another 3 minutes until drag.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of where Kirko is in the map right now. He can be looking to pressure the bot lane, look towards this body inhibitor, but we see the engage going down into the Tristana. Tristana is looking to trade 1 for 1 and will be traded out. She picks up the Ahri without a problem, but it is Trusty's Karma who holds in and finishes her off. And now they're looking towards this Baron. Without the ADC, it's hard to contest this, it's hard to go for this. So it is Lean Smoke Destroyer on the back end of this fight. And you see them manage to disengage. The hook does not land. And in the backline, you see this engage from the Hecarim. Hecarim tries to get 1, tries to get 2. But there's not a beautiful Gnar opening. Managed to get all 3 of them. He goes into Grinder, manages to win the fight for his team on this Urgot. Urgot very well played, and it is going to be an ace to the side of Lean Smokers. What looked very bad for them at the beginning ended up turning out great for them. They managed to only lose their Tristana, but everyone else lives with half a sliver of HP and turns the fight around and picks up this Baron.
And that's just unfortunate on the side of Lighthouse. Like on the side of Lighthouse Storm right there, they really tried picking up DSL early. Throughout that, the cleanse was burned a little bit earlier at the beginning of the fight for them to go. And they wanted to engage, they wanted to kill, they wanted to pick it off. They were able to get the Tristana. That's perfect. That's what you want to do, trade it out. And sadly, it did take away one of their damage components by taking Ahri out of it, but was still able to pick up their carry. So they had it. And then the 3 beefy boys on the side of Lean Smokers just came right up their rear and then just jam-packed them right there. And Trustee's Karma was just caught out a little bit just because they just jumped on him, and Hecarim doesn't let him leave. And Hecarim's running a little bit more of a tankier build more than the damage side. So with them going to Beefy Boys, a little engaged in the jungle.
And they're just going to be able to pop something corny. Gives Chisana the reset for the rocket jump, but she will be stunned here. Now they're looking to go towards this Nari. Nari should be able to just walk it off. He is going to be slowed, but that's not a problem. Now they're turning towards his mid tower. A Seer Tower has gone on to help them clear minions as the wave starts pushing back towards them. But it is going to be a land. They're going to be able to land a hook onto Ari. Ari will pop, but manages to go golden and prevent some of that damage. And despite that, Chisana is still going to be able to pick up that kill. Now they're looking towards the mid inhib. Mid inhib will go down as they are now turning towards the Nexus Towers. There's 2 of them, and let's see how many they can break. They're looking for 1. Chisana is able to take this one down. They managed to also take down Kaisa. Kaisa and Leona, as tanky as she may be, just pops, doesn't even look like a tank, and now they're looking to end the game here. This has been a beautiful fight, very well played out, but it's going to be Lean Smokers who are going to end up on top as they close out this game 21-14.
Yeah, I mean, on that one, it was just one swift battle, and then after that, it was them just going in one at a time right there, and they were just getting blown up, and they were just a little bit too beefy on the side of Lean Smokers on that game right there. And I mean, it was a close game the whole time, back and forth. It just so happened that a little bit more Baron fights on the side of Lean Smokers went their way. And once that happened, the gold started getting a little bigger, started happening, and it was just one full swift swing. And now we're on to our next match. Anything else you have to say about that?
Yeah, this was a very close match. You would think that since it was a 3-0 versus an 0-3 team, it would have been a lot more different, but the gold was fairly even throughout the whole thing. Yeah, Lean Smokers did have a slight advantage towards the beginning, but that advantage didn't necessarily grow. The Lighthouse Storm managed to keep it at that same advantage and mitigate some of that damage. They picked up 2 dragons and could potentially contest this Baron, but it was at that Baron fight towards the end that they ended up losing and ended up snowballing the game against their favor and ended up costing the game. But it was a pretty close game despite this being one of the first place teams versus one of the last place teams. And I'm excited to see how the Lighthouse Storm continue to move on towards this bracket in the Vastaya division.
And also, I mean, now Lean Smokers will advance to 4-0, and Lighthouse Storm will advance to 0-4 right now going into that match. And actually, the next match we have after that is Rival, which is 2-1, and then we have Get Money Boys 2-1 as well. So this is them fighting off so you can get one game over the other one because they're both sitting at 2-1. And it is a little bit early in the season, but I mean, just getting that extra face-to-face matchup win really helps out when it comes to placements and just getting that next step to try and kind of take the lead in the league.
Yeah, and it's placements and seedings. Ideally you always want to be the better seeding over everyone else because it just helps you throughout the tournament. So thank you for watching our first game, and we are about to load it.
We'll be switching over to the next game in just a second. But just as we said, on the side of the blue side, we do have Rival sitting at 2-1. On the red side, we will have not Lighthouse Storm, Get Money Boys on the side of the red side. So let's pretty much get into this game. If you'd like to introduce blue side for me.
And on the blue side, we have Jordan V69 on this Renekton who decided to go for this Conqueror build instead of a PTA, which is what you usually see on Renekton top side. In jungle, we have Sky7 running the Hecarim, just like we saw last game with Conqueror, but instead of going Flash, he opted for this Ghost Tech. In the middle, we see Diana with Electrocutor. In the bot lane duo, we have Miaris and TB the Barbarian on this Morgana Vayne duo.
And we got some stuff going on in the river real quick. All right. Well, they both flashed out on that one. And now on the side, on the red side for Get Money Boys, we have Emery's in the top lane as Ornn. We got Lord Zoten as Zach in the jungle. We got Cold Flow as Zoe in the mid lane, and we got Marco Flavo and as Zaya in AD carry, and El Big Daddy playing Jan in the bot lane. And the Janna Zaya, I mean, interesting, and I kind of like that. I kind of like that kind of little combo down there in the bot lane, just because also with Zaya's ult can kind of just dodge a lot of abilities and kind of get out of some situations. And also with Janna's ult, if you pair it, it pushes them away. It gives a chance for them not to jump on the ADC. So I'm starting to kind of like that. And Ornn's an interesting pick. I mean, I haven't seen Ornn in a while be played, but I mean, hey, big tank up top. What's to hurt? What's so bad about that?
Yeah, going back to what you were saying in the bot lane, the enemy side does have like a full engaged bot lane ultimate. So with these disengages, a root goes down, a bind goes down, manages to just get some trades from both sides. But as I was saying, on the blue side, we have complete engages. Another bind goes down. This Morgana does not miss.
Yeah, and in the mid lane against this eyesight with Diana and Cold Flow as Zoe, I mean, you do have the armor that you get from playing as Diana, but I mean, it's just a little bit tougher of a matchup by pretty much playing melee versus range at this point. I mean, Diana has her Q that goes a little bit farther out, but it's just not as pokey or as much damage as Cold Flow. So I think Eyesight's just got to kind of survive laning phase to start making some really big waves. Because if you look at on the side of blue side's team comp, they have Renekton, who's just going to be doing damage right now unless he gets a little bit hurt up in the beginning of the match. We got Hecarim, who's going to jump in as normal, and then with Vayne being able to take down these tanks on the side of Ornn, because Ornn's pretty beefy, but Vayne's the tank destroyer. But Morgana lands a bind, Hecarim comes in, here comes Diana with another ult. Like, they can definitely start getting some little bit like one versus little fights.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they're going to be looking for. They do have like full engaged ultimates. They are mostly going to be looking to engage with the Hecarim ultimate. There is also like another ultimate coming down from the mid lane that is also very well done. And Eyesight will be falling down to the hands of Cold Flow. Just gets slowly poked, slowly whittled down, and falls down to the Ignite Q combo towards the end of that fight.
Yeah, that's the tough part right there. I mean, you just gotta. It's a tough lane. Like, it's a tough lane. You're gonna have to play against. Maybe call for some like jungle help here and there. But I mean, look, we got Lord Zoltan just loading up the Zat cannon up in the top little river there. But now just sends out the damage. Still kind of goes and backs out of there.
I said it's back into lane, but he's already getting poked out. He's sitting at 60% HP, while Cold Flow is still at full health. Cold Flow does have a little bit of mana left, so they're going to be looking to reset here. But Cold Flow is playing this lane perfectly, just poking out the Diana, making sure that she gets punished for getting those minions. And it's, again, this range versus melee matchup that is kind of like hard for the Diana to play.
We got Sky kind of chilling in the river. Marco Flavo might be out of position.
Marco Flavo just walks away, and it's going to be the perfect tornado to knock Sky out of there. Sky goes to the sky with his NATO, and we'll have to back off from here. Beautifully played by El Big Daddy. El Big Daddy just protecting Marco Flavo and using that NATO very well.
Yeah, and that's what I was kind of hinting at the beginning with El Big Daddy playing Janna. Like, they're able to push him off with the tornado and with the ult that comes later on. And while they're pushing him off, let's say like Marco Flavo gets binded, you're still able to pop the El Big Daddy. El Big Daddy's about to pop Janna's ult and then heal and then push them off for a little bit just for them to kind of recover. So I see it as like kind of like a little button just to kind of like reset it just for a sec if people don't get blown up off the fight.
And in the bottom, we're going to be looking to reset. Another bind lands. That's a bind counter of 3. In the top lane, just trades, but CB, the Barbarian, playing this very well, manages to basically land every bind that I've seen. Of the 5 that she has thrown, she has a success rate of 60%, so I would love to keep a counter on how many they manage to land. And a good Morgana is a Morgana that lands her bind.
I mean, right now they're just gonna sneak this little dragon real quick. I don't know if the blue side got any vision on that, but they're definitely just gonna pick up the dragon and kind of get out of there, reset, and they're sitting a little pretty down there in the bot lane now. They got some gold their way. They got them to go back. I mean, a Morgana that lands a bind, very annoying. It's just you're stuck there for so long, and later on it could be a little bit more in trouble. But I want to kind of look back at this top lane, the little fight between Jordan and Emery's. Earlier, I mean, Ornn was able to just pop a combo and just like chunk Jordan. So, I mean, he's the one that kind of does a little bit more damage. You just got to be careful that the combo doesn't land.
Even if the combo doesn't land and he gets traded out, Emery does have this Rambo Vest, so he's gonna be like preventing some of the sustain that Jordan does have and making the laning a little bit that much harder. Now Coldflow is looking for something in here in the bot lane. The Q goes flying, the Sleepy Trouble Bubble does also does not land, but they are potentially looking for something here as Morgana has to roam up to help protect her jungler, who is at 50% HP, now recalling, resetting, and looking to head towards his blue side.
Yep, and I mean, getting that Bramble Vest early on Ornn against Renekton, like, it's going to be a little bit harder. It's like pretty much going tabbies is Garen up in the top lane. Like, it's just tanky. It's going to be annoying. You're going to be getting hit back because Renekton is on his on-hits. He's going to be taking damage back towards himself. So it's going to be a little bit tricky up there if he's going to try and get some kills. Maybe we'll see a little bit different when Jordan's ult kind of pops up to get some more health and damage on that side. But in the mid lane, I mean, he's in the mid lane. Coldflow's only up by 10 CS. Oh, I mean, Marco Flavo getting some damage out over here. A little aggressive.
Yeah. And potentially just looking to get that presence of mind stacks if that's what he decided to opt on this Saya. Presence of mind just helps him get more spells off the later he goes on. And he's going to have to reset here since he does have no mana and he did push in the wave. But going back to the lane.
No, I was just going to say, Vayne did pick up the Noon Quiver, so it's Zaya's time to back. Got a couple more CS, maybe picks up the Noon Quiver and a dagger, so it goes up like a little bit on that little matchup right there. But as Rexco Dragon says in our chat, you got to love Zoe. I mean, the burst, the range, I mean, what can she love about that champ? You know, big smile, big smile. It's a tough matchup. Oh, look at that. I mean, she already got a free item right there. That's not broken. Not at all.
The Sleepy Trouble Bubble does land, and this should mean that Eyesight will be falling down to 50% HP, but does not. Just loses 25% of his health since Coldflow does not land a max range Q as you would usually love to see. And we have an engage coming here over here from Myers on this Vayne, condemned the wrong way, and managed to help Marco Flavo disengage from this fight. Another Sleepy Trouble Bubble landing onto Eyesight, but nothing will come of this.
And Marco Flavo getting a little dangerous down there, you know, dancing with death. And that's what you got to do, I guess. I mean, like, you saw the ult kind of come out, so they baited it out there with him being able to survive. I think Vayne tried getting the last little kill with just that redemption little poke, or the redemption little poke on it. Oh, Emery's getting a little damage up there.
He's managing to out-trade the Brute in the top lane. Very exciting to see when a supposed tank is just out-damaging you. And yeah, he does have some tank items, and another Sleepy Trouble Bubble will land right there, but it's going to be blocked by the lane. And it will come down from Eyesight, trade flash for flash, and it is going to be the story. He's going to be falling down to the hands of Sky. Teleport coming down from Emery as he tries to make something happen from this, and he might be able to pick up 2 here. Does not land the orange horn, but should be able to pick up Sky. Sky falls down to Lord Soda, and it is going to be now Emery who's going to fall down to the hands of the Morgana. Morgana with this Airy manages to pick up the kill with a little bit of poke, and now it's a 3v3 here in the bot river. But it feels like Get Money Boys are on the winning side of this, as they do have more HP, as they do have more mana, and they might potentially be looking for a dive here.
Yeah, I mean, that was just the unfortunate side of Emery. He's getting caught by the bind, having to sit in that poison pool. El Big Daddy tried saving him with the shield. Almost made it out. Couldn't do it just yet. And that was just a crazy turn of events with the TP coming in, with Emery's able to knock him up. And then that's how they're able to get some kills on that side. But going to get some plates up here for the side of Jordan, because he is up on CS, and he is getting this gold a little bit back to him. And with the whip that he has, he's going to get that little health back. So maybe he'll be able to kind of take Emery's on right now because he has a little bit of that life steal back.
Yeah, meanwhile, it's going to be I'm pretty sure it's just going to be a stalemate until they begin fighting in the mid lane. Maybe Dragons will be their next objective, where we're going to see a major team fight. But for now, I don't really think anything's going to be happening on both sides unless someone mispositions, missteps, and there's an opening for either side to go in. But as it stands right now, yeah, pretty much a stalemate.
Both sides kind of trying to push mid back and forth. They're both sending it out there because Drag is up, but with them just here trying to just take it real quick, Get Many Boys might just give it.
And they do manage to pick the Dragon uncontested. Jordan use his TP to try to like stone everyone out, having numbers advantage since he knows that Emery was top side and does not have TP. He almost goes straight onto Coldflow, but Coldflow will not be able to use this for anything, any damage. It's just going to use that for movement speed. Ornn picks up a plate in the top side uncontested and is just getting a slight lead over Jordan, who had to expend TP for nothing to happen in the bot lane.
And on the side of Lord Zoltan, he's definitely gotta farm up a little bit more. I mean, because he keeps kind of trying to come to lane, but nothing really happens when he's there, so he's missing out. But Sky's been able to emphasize on kind of just being there, just that little fight in the mid lane, and kind of just go back to his CSing and then still kind of keep the lead on the side of Lord Zoltan. It takes him a little bit longer, him being Zach, to try and get over there and then kind of farm up. Let's see, so he's kind of peeking in the top lane, see if something's going to happen here.
Horn goes down, but Jordan just flashes away, man. Gets hit by the jump and is now stuck in a trampoline bouncy house led by Lord Sonnen, and should be able to just walk away. But it is Emery who's going to look for this dive. Will not take too many tower shots, and Diana's looking for something in the top side. They're both one shot. She should be able to look for Lord Sonnen here, but Lord Sonnen still has passive. Should have probably gone for the Ornn, but the Ornn should be able to just recall here.
And the big guy, Lord Zoltan, up top. I mean, hey, Coldflow can use that TP, kind of reach up top and then come back down and like kind of make some things happen here. Oh, here it comes.
And yeah, a very awkward position, very awkward place to TP from the side of Eyesight. He did give Zoe the option to pick up her TP, and she will be using it. But if I was Eyesight, I would have TP behind my tower. Now they're going to look to turn to Zoe. Zoe might get punished for this here. 2 ults go down, and they will be able to take down Coldflow. And got a little bit too confident there. Potentially didn't realize that the Hecarim was topside, and will just fall down to him and the Diana, with Diana picking up this kill, I believe.
Yep, and right now, with up in the top, I mean, Coldflow didn't need to be up there. Like, yeah, you go up with the TP and you're there, but nothing was really happening. So, I mean, you're kind of there trying to get a ward. Like, you just don't need it. You just got to get out of there. I mean, Zoe's a little bit squishier with Hecarim's fear and his ult. It's definitely going to catch you off guard, and it's going to kind of poke you because Zoe is very squishy. So, and it looks like maybe Sky's going a little bit more of the damage side, because by picking up oh my gosh, I'm blanking on it right now, but picking up it definitely does Divine Surrender goes great against these tanks on the side of Get Money Boys. So maybe they're going to be able to get a little bit more damage out there, because it's still close game. 1k gold lead on the side of Rival, and Tower's the same, 3 kills. Like, CS very close. The only thing kind of difference is the jungle CC a bit. But I mean, Zach against Hecarim, he's going to be a little bit slower if clears than Sky's Hecarim. Oh, here comes the TP in the bot lane.
Ornn into the bot lane. Might get stunned. It will not get stunned. It gets stunned, but it does not stop his TP. He's going to get stunned, and the Dark Bind lands here in the bot lane. And this might be... no, it's not going to be a dive angle. They did bring 5 members down, but it's not going to make much of it. The side of Rival can potentially look to do something in the top side with this Eye of the Herald, and first tower will be falling down Jordan, but an engage comes down. Eyesight misstep, looking to engage into the Saya. Saya uses the flying feather storm to try to get away, manages to get away, and does not see anyone. The passive goes down from the Stag to Stag, trying to come back to life, and the Sleep Trouble Bubble lands onto this Diana, and Diana will fall down to the hands of Coldflow on this. So very well played by the side of the Get Money Boys, managed to pick up 2 kills, and only expending the passive from Lord Sonnen. They did use a couple of ults, but if you don't use your ult in a fight, are you even playing the game?
I mean, right now, I mean, that was great on Marco Flavo. Popping the ult, flashing over it to then get out of there, and then them get stuck in the middle of that whole entire fight. Because, I mean, the Diana went, like, Eyesight went just went deep and was not able to get anything out of it but a great screen. So that's unfortunate on that side. But I mean, when you got 5 bot, the side of Rival, like, if I see Hecarim, I mean, if I have Renekton up there and I see Ornn teleport and I can't stop it, I'm pushing hard. I'm getting that tower, especially with 5 of them down there. Like, that's just, it's just gonna happen that way. And Drag's kind of coming up right now.
Yeah, they did manage to pick up 2 towers. They picked up the top and the mid towers, so they didn't mitigate that disadvantage that they have. They're currently now sitting at 600 gold lead. ZB Chobo goes long, and we're gonna be seeing some interesting plays here in the dragon pit.
Right now they're gonna pull it out. Oh, and Zoe has smite, so that's double smite on the side of Get Money Boys. I would definitely just try and go kill that drag.
And the jump goes on to the back line. It's going to be Eyesight, who gets a beautiful 4-man ulti, manages to pop 1, pop 2. They manage to turn this side around. Double kill onto the side of Hecarim. And they're going to be popping Lord Turnin as well. Now they're turning in towards Emery. Emery has been zoned out of it. And this has been a 0 for 4, beautifully played by the rival team.
And just like that, Eyesight is back in the game with them able to come in there and just ult and just chunk them down and just base attack a couple people, chunk them a little bit more, get out there and do the no look pass backwards while he tries to go get the dive kill bot. And like, oh my gosh. And now this is what I was saying. He had to get out of laning phase against this Zoe to kind of start making more things with his team, especially with his all-in comp. Once you land a bind, it's kind of just like go time after that. Once you see it, you smell blood and you're going into it. And on the side of El Big Daddy, picking up that Mikael's Blessing. So just getting a little tired of the CC, trying to help out the team, trying to come in there. So Coldflow's got a Zonia's okay.
Yeah, and Eyesight very well played. Notice that there's 4 members on the side of Get Money Boy squad just stacked, decides to dash straight into the back line and pop his ultimate, getting huge damage out, immediately pops the Saya and basically wins them the team fight. Without the Saya, they lose a huge part of the like consistent damage. Like, yeah, Get Money Boys do have damage, but it's more on the side of poke without this Saya. Like, this Zoe does poke and just kind of like bursts you down once you're low enough, but she does not do this consistent DPS that ADCs like Saya do.
And I mean, as you said it, that was a huge ult from Diana. And if I'm Eyesight, like, I'm definitely walking with a little swagger in my step after that, little confidence on the side of on their team of rivals. If I was Get Money Boys and I saw the 3-man ult, I mean, I'd be like, whoa, that was crazy. We just got chunked. Like, what happened? You started trying to talk about it, and it could be a little bit winning the little mental fight right there on that big wipe. But I mean, if Get Money Boys is strong mental, which I've seen them have before, they're definitely like, nah, don't worry about it. We'll just focus on it. We won't get caught up here. We won't do that. And they'll kind of start making their way back because the gold lead's only about like 4K right now. They're up a drag, and the CS isn't too far away. But as I said, in the jungle, it's just Hecarim's clears are just so fast. Lord Zoltan has to be there for his team, so he's always having to go help. And speaking of Lord Zoltan, he's loading up his arms right there. Here he comes.
A double bounce into the backline, and now he's using that bouncy house to try to get something here. But the black shield has gone down, and Mary picks up Lord Zoltan with this Shank Shredder build on that is Vayne. But Vayne is in an awkward position and gets taken down by Marco Flavor. Marco Flavor playing this very well, very low health. And now they're looking to turn onto this Diana. Diana has sleeping trouble bubble has landed and will get popped by the side of Ornn. Ornn picks up a triple kill. The tank who does more damage than your AD carry.
And a triple kill to Emery's sitting in 5-1 as Ornn. Big's up there right now, getting big boy, but Marco Flavo able to pick up that kill on Vayne underneath the tower because Vayne was just too bloodthirsty. And on the side of Rival, they didn't focus on who they wanted. They just were like, okay, we're gonna go here, and then we're gonna go here, and then we're gonna go here. No, you got to focus on one. The way your comp is definitely, you got to blow up that one person, move to the next, move to the next. But they were able to survive it out on the side of El Big Daddy and Marco Flavo, which to survive under there because I mean, Sky was just huge under the tower, eating the shots, eating everything, and just like I thought they were done for. I thought they were better get it picked up as a double kill. But with that fight, it swings back 9-8.
If you told me that there was an Ornn and a Renekton matchup in the top lane and one of them was 0-1 and the other one was 5-1, I would tell you, I'm sorry you had to play Ornn. But no, it is going to be this Ornn who's sitting at 5-1 with a 550 gold bounty on his head. Wonderfully played. Has managed to finish his mythic, looking at the second item and sitting at level 13. So his item should start upgrading for himself. After he reaches that level 14 mark, he's going to be able to upgrade one item at a time after that. So it's only going to get harder for the side of Rebel. And Lord Torrent has to jump out of there. Not sure if he has passive, but they're going to continue to look up for him. Sky with that black shield plays a little bit more aggressively, and despite losing that last team fight, Rebels are playing very aggressive, like they are still in control of this game.
Yeah, I mean, just how they're moving around right now as a team, trying to get those picks, trying to get those kills. I mean, Cold Flow's just doing what Zoe does, throwing no-look passes over walls. Uh-oh, Lord Zoltan just... I know you have passes, but you can't just be moving around like that.
Passive will go down, and it's gonna be Sky who's gonna try to picking up the kill here, zoning out Emery, who has 5 kills, and now Renekton on the backline trying to look for something. Marco Flavor uses that dash out of there, and the onslaught of shadows does not manage to land from Sky, and this fight was won from one side, but will be turning to the other. And it is going to be El Big Daddy looking to do something here. Eyesight getting chunked down. Sleepy Trouble Bobo landing onto Jordan. Jordan would just be able to walk away. He has a bit of tenacity. Should not be able to do something here. But they are now contesting for this dragon. Lord Sudden still has 6 seconds to respawn. So ideally this should be going down to the side of Rebels. But another Sleepy Trouble Bobo lands into the exact person he wanted to land. But Miari just walks away. TP coming in from Jordan as he did manage to base and come back onto the backline. Flash is cute. A slash and dash. You pops the ultimate, but will be falling down in the hands of Cold Flow. Now in the mid lane, we have Mir is doing some massive damage into Emery, and despite Emery being a huge tank, Vayne is a tank slayer, and no matter how many kills you have, if the Vayne is alive, if the Vayne has items, he will take you down. And now it is going to be a Sky 7 who will be falling down, and Lord Soden should be able to just pick up his dragon uncontested. Oof.
Man, on the side of Get Money Boys, that's what they want. They want the fights to be longer. They want them to be exaggerated. They want them to be out of range. They want them playing on them. They want a rival to be playing on the back of their heels. That's what they want to do with their comp, because with Zoe and Zaya able to keep this range and start kind of poking, they have Emery's and they have Lord Zoten to kind of keep up that tank line. And then El Big Daddy's there with Janna's ult to kind of get him out. Sadly, when Janna was just knocked up in all that CC, tried popping ult, just wasn't able to survive long enough to use it for more than just like the quick little pop right there. But you want the fight to kind of keep going. You don't, like, on the side of rival, you want to go in. You want to end the fight quick. You want to blow it up. At least blow up their carries. Once you get that down, Vayne can clean up all the tanks.
Yeah, as long as you are doing your job, you're part of in the team, you should be able to just help win the team fight, especially with Miris, who is now sitting at 2 complete items on this Vayne, 4 and 1. She might be down 30 CS onto Marco Flavor, but the kills make up for that. You don't need to be farming CS when you're farming kills.
Yeah, and right now, I mean, they're gonna just kind of just doing the tango around the river. They all kind of see each other. Cold Flow just doing what he does, throwing some things out. 11-11 right now. Both have drags up. Both have 2 drags, and they're only about like a 1.3k gold lead on the side of rival. And Cold Flow is just throwing in. He's throwing his flow out there. That's all he's doing. He's just vibing right now, just throwing everything out. Doesn't have a care in the world, just floating around as Zoe. But I mean, on the side of rival, they do have three towers compared to the side of Get Money Boys with 1.
Yeah, Zoe currently might have to recall soon. She does have a little bit of mana left, so if she wants to be able to use for the next team fights, she has to be careful of spamming abilities. Should just look to use abilities when she sees someone or recall here and get that mana back. But they are now gonna have to respond to the pushes in the mid and in the bot lane, while Orin pushes topside. Should be able to pick up this tower with this demolish proc and just walk away and reset.
Yeah, but I mean, also Zoe's got the crystalline flask, you know, just able to get some mana like over time, kind of do that and just throw chunks out like that. Home in the sleep.
Ooh, and that's not what you want to see from Eyesight. Eyesight does this massive damage in team fights, but if he's getting poked down by the Zoe so often, I don't think he's gonna be able to get the ulti off and that damage that has won them the team fight previously. So needs to be a little bit more careful. Try different styles of sidestepping to try to dodge those things, because taking free damage is gonna cost you the game.
And if we look at if we go down here and do a little CS check real quick. In the top lane, it's pretty much tied up. It's just like a couple like just one or two right there. The jungles where I really want to focus right now is that Lord Zoltan can't get as big as he wants to be as Zach because he's just so far behind in CS right now. And I mean, he's trying to clear his jungle as fast as he can, but he always has to be there with his team because they definitely cannot win a 4v5 against the side of rival. So they're in a pickle right now, going like with that kind of right now. But in the mid lane, Zoe's up on the CS against Diana, but I mean Diana has that strong team comp as you were saying, or like strong team fight ability as you were saying. And in the ADCs, I mean they're both pretty even, kind of. I mean Zaya's up a bit, but Vayne's got more kills, and that's a huge bounty right there. That if I was trying to get money boys trying to get them bans, I would definitely be trying to blow up Vayne. But he's been able to keep really good positioning.
CBJ will manage to stun out XIV for a little bit, and this gives Lord Zoltan a perfect opportunity to engage. The onslaught of shadows goes into the backline, but he will be popped by Coldfro. Coldfro managed to pick up this great kill, but now it's this Vayne trying to pick up the passive from Zach. Zach should be able to get out of here alive, and Vayne has to run away now. This Aura doing some massive damage, but it is Marco Playboy who's going to manage to finish the kills, and this fight has been won by the side of Get Money Boys. Beautifully played. Saya currently sitting at 210, 2 completed items, and with Zoe or an upgraded item, she's just going to be doing massive damage, especially after getting this Horizon Focus, which does more damage, which does extra damage if you hit after like a certain range, which is like literally exactly what Zoe does. So one of the best Zoe items right here. Baron should be going over to the side of the Get Money Boys, and the tide has turned. Now the gold lead is sitting on the Get Money Boys side, who have managed to pick up this Baron and pick up 4 kills in that fight.
And if you're the side to Get Money Boys, that's exactly what you wanted. I mean, Lord Zoltan was able to fly in there, and they all kind of jumped on Lord Zoltan and focused that way to it, while Sky and I believe it was Jordan. It was Jordan and Sky who flew into their back lane, but they were able to have Emery's kind of ward them off, while the carries kind of just bursted them down and got those kills. And that's how it was a huge shift in the fight. And they're just going to sneak this drag and take it for them real quick because of how much damage they do. And that was just unfortunate on the side of rival in that fight. Bad positioning, bad like choosing who they want to go after. It was a great engage on the side of Lord Zoltan, flying in there, hitting them all up, kind of just making it happen right there. And he had just enough health and just enough tankiness to survive the fight, get out of there, draw the Vayne out, and then start another fight in the top side of the jungle right there.
Yeah, we're now seeing 2 Ornn items go out on the people that I fear the most if I was on the side of rivals. The Zoe and the Saya. Zoe and Saya with upgraded mythic items is going to be just scary. Getting that extra damage, that extra poke, that extra burst over from them. It should make it a little bit more scary, as they do have this Baron, so they should be able to ideally just ARAM it down mid and win this team fight, as long as the Get Money Boys are set up correctly with the right engage and the right positioning.
Yeah, I mean, with Ornn on your team, you get those late game items. The longer the game goes, the stronger he gets, because the stronger his team gets. So the bigger he gets, he just gets big, thick, tanky boy up there as Ornn. They do have a Vayne, but I mean, you got to also have Vayne kind of sit there for a little bit, because he does have a ton of, like, Vayne is a tank slayer. But I mean, when you're that big of a tank with a lot of other things that can kind of get you as Vayne, oh, here comes engage.
From Sky tries to do something, but we're falling down to Marco Flavor. Marco Flavor looking to use the flight of shadows here, the feather flight here. Managed to pick up a double kill. Beautifully played, using that dash in to try to get some damage. And now it's going to be CB, the Barbarian, to try to disengage here. Manages to land a beautiful bind into Lord Zoltan, and now they're looking to run it down, take one tower, take the inhibitor in a 2v5. That would have turned into a 3v5. Beautifully played by the side of CB the Barbarian, managed to land a beautiful dark bind, and now Murius has been exhausted here for that extra damage. They should be able to end if they decide to do so. Pushing onto CB the Barbarian, Coldflow picking up another kill with that long range Q, and now they're turning towards the Nexus Towers. Nexus Towers, one is falling down very quickly, but this Vayne manages to disengage them. Just the fact that she's full health, the potential threat of her having the ultimate scares them off and stalls the game a little bit longer.
Yeah, I mean, also on the side of Get Money Boys, I mean, you don't want to get too greedy in that, especially because they are up right now. but they are down a drag. If the game does go farther down the line, Get Money Boys does have a little bit more of an advantage with the horn, but you just never know. Like if you get one good engage, catch one person out, have a little like this right here.
Emery may have 6 kills, but it means nothing when Mirrors is just focusing you and you have no one in your team there to help you get out. Gets shredded by this Vayne, who has now completed her 3rd item, or one of them being Kraken Slayer, which is yet again another 2 damage item against tanks.
And now Vayne also, or Mira has grievous wounds now too as well. So it's going to be just even do a little bit more piercing damage to pretty much burst down that orange just like he did Emery's. And that's you just don't want to get caught out like that. Like it's you made it, you got your engage, you got that. Like now just clear out. There's no need to go. I know Emery's felt like he was safe, but I mean, on the side of Rival, they smelt blood. They wanted to kill. They needed something else to kind of get the shift back on their side because they are still down to about like a 2.8 gold lead right now, and down tower. So it's kind of them playing on their back of their heels right now. But as you saw, they have just enough damage for them. If they catch someone out, they will definitely be seeing that gray screen. But Drag's coming up.
Like the next fight will be at this dragon, which comes up in less than a minute. And it's up to Rivals to start setting up some vision if they want to have a good positioning in the team fight. If they do get cut out in these bushes, they could potentially just lose the game against the Get Money Boys, who have been playing this great. Marco Flavo has now come online, currently sitting at 4-1-10. Being in 14 of those kills is actually insane considering he's only an 80 carry, and usually 80 carries don't get into much of the fights until later on of the game when they come online, but has managed to play this very well. Cancels the recall from the Morgana, which is just to make it easier for them to contest some vision. And as it stands right now, it's the Get Money Boys who are on the winning side, who should have the winning side in this Dragon team fight.
They got the positioning, they got the wards down, and they have the players. But also Jordan has TP, Emery's has TP, so Emery can go fight up there in the top lane, and both of them have abilities for them to stop the TP for the other person. So it's just kind of like a little game of chess, and they just chunked that freaking dragon down. Oh my gosh.
Ooh, and could have been stolen. The dragon did go down to 19 HP. Diana threw in a blind Q in there to try to get some damage. If she would have waited half a second, the Diana could have somehow stolen that and got it sold for her team.
And now there's both soul point for both of them, and that's what's going to kind of come down to maybe the next big shifter for them to fight, because everyone's kind of just backing off, trying to see what they can do, clear some wards, try and see where everyone's at so they can make some more educated little plays around the map. And if they're definitely able to get a shutdown on this Xayah, that gold goes straight back into their team, and it's instantly just right back in the gold fight. Like, it's so close. Like, even though they're up these 5 kills, the side of Rival has the chance to blow someone up, and then their whole team comp starts falling apart. Once you blow the carry up, their team kind of just starts falling a little bit. But on the side of Get Money Boys, it's just as close as well, because this distance is what they want. If you see Xayah's got a Dominix, an Essence Reaver, a bow, like, and with the Gale Force, like, it's an upgraded Gale Force too. Super piercing damage, has 292 CS. And Marco Flavo is just huge right now, and Cold Slow is as well. Like, it's just once this next fight, like the next fight, it'll definitely change the shift of the whole entire game to who will put kind of their foot on the other team's throat. They might not necessarily win it all, but they're definitely gonna have. Actually, I mean, the side of Get Money Boys, if they get it, they push. They might be able to get it because they have all their towers down except for the Nexus ones.
Going to shred this dragon, then Baron fairly fast. Baron's currently sitting at 2k, 3k HP. It's Guy who's going to try to contest this, but manages to simply disengage. Meanwhile, it is going to be Jordan who tries to look for something here. The onslaught of Chaos into the backline. CB Choco Bubble managed to land, but he's alone in the pit with 3 enemies. And Red Team has to lane the Baron. Red Team has to lane Sky on this Hecarim, and they're looking to turn the fight and win it all. But beautiful damage coming over from Jordan, managed to help secure a couple of kills, and Marius finished them off. But a quadra kill from Marco Flavo. Marco Flavo hunting for the 5th. No, never mind. It has been an ace, so it picks up one of those kills. But beautifully played by Marco Flavo. Marco Flavo doing massive damage, not losing any health at all, and just simply being the teamfight monster that Saya has been known to be, and basically securing the win for his team as they are now running it down mid, running it to the Nexus turrets, taking one down, and looking to take the next one before they take onto the Nexus.
Yep, and that's the shift. That was the fight, and just before I was like, yeah, I guess that's that. But I mean, it was such a good game, back and forth, so close. Both teams, both are sitting at that soul. All it took was that little Baron fight for it to happen, and I think on the side of Get Money Boys, they kind of baited out the fight in Dragon Pit. Like they were just waiting. They weren't putting that much damage. Like Marco Flair was hitting it, but he wasn't putting like as much of his resources over towards it, kind of just watching what was going to happen. And Hecarim thought it was a little bit lower. They didn't have vision in the pit. Onslaught of Shadows flies in there, only one there, no one's around, and he just gets pretty much smashed right there from the side of Xayah. And Jordan tried picking up the kills, tried getting a couple, was able to do it, but just was not able to kill the giant monster Xayah was. And now the side of Get Money Boys advances to, where is it? Side of Get Money Boys advances to 3-1, and Rival now goes down to 2-2.
And yeah, I just want to point out the two supports. Both supports opted out to go for like defensive items as their first item, but El Big Daddy had a little bit of more gold with those extra assists. But instead of going for the mythic, they decided to go for this other support item, which I'm not sure. I don't play support much, but a little bit of interesting. I usually don't see supports without mythics. It did end up working out for them in their favor with those 20 assists that did end up then escalating to great shielding, great disengage with the Mikhails. But again, yeah. Personally, I would think they were trolling me if they didn't build a mythic and this was a ranked game. But they knew what they were doing. They knew what they needed to do, and they did win the game.
I mean, you got that Ornn. I mean, it's practically mythic items building on the bench right there. So, I mean, that's also another strong side to having that Ornn in the game, always having that a little bit more damage. If someone's even behind, you can bring Ornn gives that little ability for you to kind of get back into the game with a little bit more damage, a little bit more health, a little bit, just a little buff on your item that you have right there. But that was the games for Gold Cap this week. Thank y'all for showing up. Thank y'all for coming to watch on Get Wrecked for this week. It's Images, and this is
Images and Ken. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.